Hey, this is Nick, the Ice Dragon here. So I'm going to give you a short video telling you how to prepare for the cold every single day. So a little bit about me. I discovered the Wim Hof method about 3.5 years ago, and I love the combination of the intense breath work and the extreme cold exposure. I found the way it made my body feel, the way my neurochemicals feel, that I had way more power and strength than I ever had previously. I decided to become a Wim Hof instructor. I then realized how this kind of power of the cold and the breathing could be used to translate to athletic performance, to weightlifting, to boxing, to soccer, basketball, any sport that requires strength, energy, and cardiovascular conditioning. This combination of intense breath work and extreme cold exposure will jack your conditioning through the roof and will give you crackhead strength and energy. So a quick disclaimer, what I teach here, Ice Dragon training, is not the Wim Hof method. Although I am a Wim Hof instructor, I have training from the Wim Hof Academy. I have decided to create my own set of protocols for teaching people uh, my way I do the breathing in the cold. And so it is not the Wim Hof method. So my association as a Wim Hof instructor is just that I'm a Wim Hof instructor, but this training, Ice Dragon, is not the Wim Hof method. This is my own thing. So now that we have that out of the way, what exactly is this training method? So, you know, the most important thing we do in this training is we work on our breath work and we get our diaphragm and our lungs super duper strong, way stronger than anyone else is doing. When you do intense breath work for long periods of time, for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you really go as deep as you can into your diaphragm, into your breathing, you will build up a level of conditioning for your breath work that really no one else does unless they intentionally practice breath work like this. So what I've noticed is this kind of do this enough, often it permanently changes the way your body responds to stress, and it permanently changes the way your chemicals in your body works are. And so then, you don't have to do it all the time, but you could go down to that 20 minutes intense breath work circuit that you've trained yourself to do, and you know how to do it. And when people watch you, it's like it's different. It's a rhythm. It's like music. So the breath work is really important. The other part of this is the cold conditioning and learning to love the cold. So this was easy for me because for whatever reason, I've always somewhat enjoyed the cold. But even then, learning to love extreme cold temperatures, I'm talking 15 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter, you're going into a waterfall and you're warming up and it's 15 degrees outside. That's the kind of cold I'm talking about. You get in love with that cold where you could do 15, 20 minutes of exposure in that cold and you conquer it. It's not just something that you tolerate and that you get through. It's something that you take control over like a horse. Once you do that, you will have this insane level of energy and strength. And I promise you, this is a training that you will not experience anywhere else, at least that I've seen on the internet or with any other person I know of besides Wim Hof. And Wim Hof, what I do is I have intentionally used this kind of power, the cold, the breathing. I've used this power and I've translated it directly into athletic performance and strength. So that is how this training works. You get your cold conditioning really high. You love the cold. You learn these techniques. You get your breath work phenomenal. So you are breathing huge breaths. You could fully oxygenate your body. You could really flush out your nervous system using your breath. You get all that down, and then you use various athletic techniques which have been well developed over the years. Bodybuilding, which I have my own way of doing bodybuilding. Athletic training for fast twitch muscles, speed, power. And this could be translated to boxing as well. But this is a full comprehensive program for training you to be a physical animal and really have higher conditioning than just about anyone else. So the specific topic of this video, now we're finally getting to it, is how to prepare for the cold every day. So you'll see on my left what I have right here. This is an infrared heat lamp, and I got this from Amazon for about $80. I'll put the link in the description. And this thing has been a lifesaver for me, because when you do a lot of cold, your core temperature is getting affected by that cold. Even if you have perfect technique and you're creating that shell that you want, your body gets cold, and it takes a long time to warm up. Even if you take a hot shower, even if you do sauna, there's still cold inside of you. And so if you want to do this every day, this kind of training, you have to make sure to fully warm up your body. And I found that the best way to do that is to do extended sessions with this infrared lamp, because this will warm your body from the inside out. That's what people say about infrared. You go to a sauna, it warms you from the outside, your skin sweats, you sweat, but your inside does not necessarily warm up. The infrared, because it activates this melatonin inside of your cells, it warms you up and repairs you from the inside. This also provides a counterbalance in an elemental way to the cold, because if you are doing lots of cold water exposure, you need the fire element. And that's what infrared is. It's like a specific light range that comes from the sun or from fire. So you need that fire element. You need that inside of you. You need to really cultivate your ability to cultivate that fire inside of you. So if you could use this. I've not seen any limits online or of anyone talk about any negative side effects of using infrared. And maybe if anyone has any, they could let me know. But I have not seen any side effects of using infrared so far. So this lamp has multiple settings. You could go all the way up to 10, which is very intense. And this is a deep warming effect. And you'll notice this is activating kind of the opposite that the cold is activating. The cold activates the dopamine and adrenaline pathway, which is about power, basically. It's about action and power. And it's about making large movements. When you're running, you're fighting, you're lifting weights, you're making shit happen, you have intense focus. So that is this this pathway. When you do the cold, when you do weight training, and when you do the breath work, you are generally activating dopamine and adrenaline. What this infrared lamp does is this, more than anything else I found, more than meditation, I found that this activates your serotonin and melatonin pathways, which is all about rest and recovery, digestion, sleep, cellular repair. So you need the balance of both of them. You need to spend at least as much time resting and relaxing, probably more, than you spend doing activating stuff. So even if you're not sleeping that well, if you have trouble sleeping, if you still soak up a lot of these infrared rays at night, and you're able to get this inside of you, that's going to help tremendously with repair and recovery. You know, there's a lot of athletes who don't even sleep that much. Like Cristiano Ronaldo, I've heard, takes an hour and a half nap 5 times a day. So he's not going 8 hours of sleep. He's sleeping in short intervals, and he probably is optimizing his recovery when he's not sleeping. So he's super efficient with his time. And so, you know, whatever issues you have, you need to have that time of rest and recovery. And this lamp and infrared in general, not just this lamp, but this is honestly the best lamp I found, and it's the cheapest, will aid in rest and recovery. So you could also down lower settings. If you do the setting at 1, it provides a very mild dosage of this effect. So this mild dosage is something you could do for longer. You don't necessarily want to do the full 10 for more than like 2 hours. It might be intense, although it's probably fine. But this mild dosage you could keep on longer and longer. You could even keep it on while you're sleeping. And I truly believe, based on my experience, I've had sleep struggles in my life. I found that this infrared is the #1 thing for aiding in sleep and recovery. So that is the topic of today's discussion. You know, in this training, in Ice Dragon training, we're going to do the cold. We're going to go deep into the cold. You're going to get this kind of energy from the dopamine and the adrenaline that you really will not experience in any other situation except for extreme cold. So we're going to do that. We're going to do the breath work to bring power to your body. We're going to do the weightlifting. We're going to do the training. We're going to do the speed and power training, the flexibility, the diet. But this topic is just one thing about how to prepare for all of that at night, how to prepare for the intensity, and how to prepare for the cold. Okay, thank you. Stay tuned for more videos, please.